Dhruva, you're speaking on mute. I guess you're speaking on mute.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had to host this show yesterday, brother, but due to some unforeseen reasons, we could not do it yesterday. We are
Yeah.
doing it today. So, anyways, all that speaking went waste. Let me repeat it in front of you. The man we have on stream now, let me give him center stage. So, he is our very own Harteij Bhartesh ji. There is a saying in English that where there is a will, there is a way. But Harteej ji refined that saying into I had the will, so I took the highway. The founder of Riders of Hope, the man who taught the entire world that cancer is not just curable but conquerable. We have with us today Harteej ji. Welcome to the stream, sir. Kindly give us
Thank you.
some inputs about your journey and that fight.
So my story began in year 2013 when actually I got to know that I have third stage of cancer. And before that, for 2 years, actually, I had that swelling with me, but I had no clue that it is a cancer. So I went to doctors and I was getting some FNACs done. I was doing my graduation that time, but somehow it was not diagnosed. So for 2 years, I was living with cancer and I had no clue that it is cancer. But in 2013, I got a biopsy done and I got to know that it's a third stage Hodgkin's lymphoma. And I was studying in Amity Law School that time. It was my last year of my law. So I decided not to go for chemotherapy. There were two reasons. I was afraid of chemo, and another was that I wanted to complete my education as well. Although I always tell people that you should not delay your treatment when you get to know that you have cancer, because I just went lucky with the fact that even though I had third stage cancer, and but am still alive. And in fact, when I started my treatment, I got into the last stage of cancer. So 2013, I got to know about my cancer, and for a year I delayed it. I was into some other mode of treatment. And in 2014 April, I got to know that now the cancer has spread all over the body, and my bone marrow is also involved. So this was the pre-treatment part when I was going through some medicines. I did not want to take the chemo. I was afraid of it. I wanted to complete my education and all. So year 2014, I shifted to Bangalore for my MBA, and that time I actually had a very like bad phase. So I went for a PET CT that time, and that time I got to know that now my cancer is in my bone marrow as well. So my chances of survival, as per the doctor, was 5%. However, they say that Hodgkin's lymphoma is one of the good cancers. It means that if somebody has it, there's a good chance of survival as well. So I was not even able to walk, so I don't know how good or bad the cancer was. But then yes, I was almost next to dead person. So I started my chemo in May 2014. I had to go 12 chemotherapies every 15 days. I used to have a one chemo, and I won't say that chemo is tough, but then it is not easy also. So when somebody hears that okay, somebody is going to take the chemo, obviously there are a lot of things which comes into the picture. You start losing your health and a lot of things, but there is a light after the tunnel, as they say. So everything went pretty okay. I mean, there were some bad days also when I mean I wanted to quit my treatment as well. Like post ninth or tenth chemo, I was all weak. I mean, I was already weak, but then I my body started giving up post ninth or tenth chemo. So I went to my doctor and asked that can we stop the treatment because around my seventh or eighth chemo, I got to know that I'm cancer free. And my doctor was like that you have burnt your finger once, I won't let you do it again, because he knew that I was diagnosed at third stage of the cancer, and I delayed my treatment for a year. So he took it very practically, and I am very glad that he did not like agree to my decision or ask. So my doctor was Dr. Senthil Rajappa. He is a head oncologist of Basavatkaram, which is in Hyderabad. And post my chemo, I shifted to my sister's place. So yes, before that, I was at Hyderabad. My treatment was there, so I was staying with my brother. We wanted to be at a place where we had access to like like hospital immediately if some emergency comes up. So my initial checkups were done in Bangalore during my MBA. My bone marrow bio, what I don't remember what is this called, but uh, my initial tests were done in Bangalore. Then I shifted to Hyderabad. So after that, I started looking for a job, but then because I was weak, so I took 1 year for my like to get my immunity back, and also I started with yoga, and then I slowly shifted to gym as well. So then I started some running, and also for a year I was doing this in 2015. And 2016 I started looking for a job, and I shifted to Pune, and that was the time when I got to like face the corporate world and the real world when people were not willing to give me the job. They were like that you had cancer history, so it won't be easy for you to take that corporate pressure and all. And I guess everyone has their own opinion. We can't change that. But then I decided to like tell the world that there is a life after cancer, and I reached out to my father and told him that I need some money and I want to do a campaign for cancer awareness. See, everybody who has done cancer treatment, they know that how much money goes into all this. Treatment and all. So we were already drained financially. But then I am the youngest one of my siblings, and my whole family stood by me, and they said that if you want to do it, go ahead, do it. The only concern that time was that what will I eat, because now I'll be traveling across the country. So I was riding solo all India on my bike, and I was facing winter. I mean, there was rains, there was cold weather, there was hot weather because I started in May. So I face everything. So the only concern was you do whatever you want to, just make sure you eat well and take care of yourself. And when I started, there were only 7, 8 people who were in support of my campaign, apart from my family. And I'm very thankful to them as well, because very few people support when you are, I mean, a very new person or I mean, common person like me. So I had my biker friends from Raipur who supported me. They even gave me some 30, 40,000 rupees so that I can it can help me during my campaign, because my campaign was a self-funded, which was being taken care of by my family. So I started on 1st May 2016 from Raipur, Chhattisgarh on my bike, and I decided that I will travel all 22 states, sorry, 29 states of the country, and I said 22 because I captured 22 cities during that campaign. So I started on 1st May from Raipur. I went to Nagpur and so on, so on. I covered a lot of area in the south as well. I mean, my most of the time was spent in south for the campaign. So what I was doing was I was visiting cancer hospitals. I was visiting normal schools, offices. I was telling them that what needs to be done to be like if you're a common person, you don't have cancer, you should avoid few things, right? Like for example, I always tell people that you should not use plastic bottles. though we will often see me using them now, because but that is something that it's not a hot water in it, and I usually avoid it. So as long as you can avoid it, that is what I do. So, and then there's a life after cancer. This is what I used to tell them. And post chemo, I was doing really well. I was traveling alone, so there's nothing that you will need someone help. And that's what I wanted to convey to the world. And for 5.5 months, I covered around 30,000 kilometers. I traveled 15 states, where I traveled around 22 cities. And while I was in Delhi that time, there was a terrorist attack happened in JNK, and also I had to take a U-turn from Kurukshetra, and I decided that I will do the second phase in some other time. And since then, I mean, I have been not able to restart again, given that I got a job in 2017, and then for 5 years I was working, and the last year I quit my job for some family requirements, and then I recently joined a job again. And in fact, I'm looking for a sponsor now that who can actually help understand my campaign and would like to come into board. Yes,
See,
Dhruva.
brother,
So this is pretty.
basically, brother,
Yeah,
your concept itself is so noble and so pious. So I'm
yeah.
definitely sure that whatever we can do from our side, we will definitely do it for you. And also,
Thank you
I
so much.
will also chip in a word with some of my friends and maybe a lot of other organizations as well. And there are a lot
Yeah,
of organizations which take cancer as a serious issue, and the awareness
exactly.
that you spread through your Facebook posts, through your Instagram posts, or through your, what do you say, through every opportunity that you get. It is mind blowing, brother. And
Yeah,
basically, to conclude on my statement, because I would like to learn a lot more from you today, to conclude on my statement, I would just tell you one thing. The one man who had that willpower to take this up alone now has a big following. So, if your goal is noble, everything falls in place automatically, is what our elders used to say. And I respect
yeah.
those words personally because I don't want to go there again, but let me tell this. If you think that you can do something, then the entire universe transpires into getting that thing done for you. So,
Agreed,
with that
agreed.
level of positivity, I do have Priyanka Sharma ji here. She happens to be one of my good friends and also a social activist in Rajasthan. Priyanka ji, over to you. Any questions for Harteej or anything you want to share? You're welcome to. Priyanka ji, I think there is some issue with the network on Priyanka ji's side. There is a question from one of our viewers, sir. I'll take it up for you. There is a myth that hair never grows back after chemo. What do you have to say on this?
So it all depends upon person to person, and because I'm glad that you brought that up, because right now I'm not wearing a real hair. Okay, so for 7 years I was just I mean I have hair in my head, but post chemo I lost most of them. But that can be an exceptional case, right? I know at least if you talk about percentage value, also 90% people get their hair back. So post during chemo you might lose them, but post chemo you will get them back. So there's nothing like that that if you take chemo, your hair will never come. For me, I I there's a genetic also, issue also, because my father lost his hair very soon at his early stage, right? So for me, the hair is chemo instigated my alopecia basically, and so there's nothing like that. One should never be worried about the fact that they will lose their hair. I am an exception that I lost my hair, and that is also because of the my stage was like last stage cancer. My family had hair issues before, so on that part, there's nothing like that that you will not get good hairs. In fact, I know many people who got good hair post their chemo. So there's a term called chemo curls also. So celebrate your chemo curls. And having all, I mean, having said that, I would also like to say that these things doesn't matter. I am wearing it. I just started wearing because I was working from home, and I just wanted to explore this as well. And I'm pretty vocal about it. I make public appearances without my this hair patch. So it's not that I want to look good or something like that. As long as you're feeling fine, then everything is fine. I just wanted to explore this part as well, so I just wore a patch.
Priyanka ji,
And Dhruva, speaking about the organization you were telling,
No, no,
I would
that's
like
not
to
the
say that,
concern
yeah,
at all.
yeah, yeah, Dhruva. So I was telling about the organization because we were having discussion about that. So last year, because I was not working, I actually took two tasks on my hands, and I wanted to be fit because post chemo, I never got the opportunity to be like fit completely. Like I always wanted to have a good physique. So I was weighing around 74 kgs last year, and then I wanted to have a good physique. So I started gymming like thoroughly, and I was eating good diet, quantified diet through fitter, and I lost 20 kgs. And during that time only, I set up my cancer NGO as well, and it is known as Harteij Cancer Foundation. You might be seeing that name on your screen because this is what I want to pursue for a lifetime thing. I mean, for my bread and butter, obviously, I'll be working uh, because I am a lawyer and I would be like working for that. But then I wanted to do something for the society as well, and I want my family to take over this, my younger ones, when I'm not here. So I set up this cancer foundation recently. Now we are fully complied with government norms, and we are like if somebody wants to donate, they can avail their tax benefits as well. So if somebody wants to donate also, they can reach out to me through my Facebook page as well.
The next important question that I have for you, see, there have been cases wherein not chemo, other therapies like maybe traditional Indian therapies or traditional Chinese
Yeah,
therapies, traditional Japanese therapies, these have given definite results with cancer. Now, basically,
yeah,
you have gone through it, you have spoken to so many people. What is your
yeah.
opinion on this? आप इसके बारे में क्या बताना चाहेंगे?
So in fact, I am the one who has opted for times of types of procedures. So I can definitely answer that because for a year I delayed my chemo because I was afraid of it. Now I will won't take the name of what the therapy I was going through because there might be people who might have got the good result from them. But then I took a year for some other treatment, and that time I was in third stage. When I started my chemo, I was in the last stage. So I can't say that that therapy did not help me because for a year I was alive even after knowing that I had cancer. I had my biopsy done, and for a year I was taking some alternative treatment. But I did not get cured because of that other therapy, right? So I would suggest that if you ask me, it's my personal opinion, so it might be people might have some different opinions. So I don't want them to like follow what I say, but what I have understood that chemo helped me to come out of cancer. There are so many studies that there are things which you can eat and that can cure your cancer. If it is happening with you, I wish you all the best. And I would apparently want you to be well, irrespective of the treatment you are taking. But I got okay because of the chemotherapy. So I absolutely have all faith in allopathy now. In fact, I previously also I had it. It was just that I was afraid of chemo and I did not want to. I mean, take a chance with the pain and all. Right? Pain was temporary, but post my chemo, I never ever came across any kind of pain that because of chemo I would have. I mean, got post my chemo. So there's nothing like that. So I will suggest that take your own call first of all, but if you even if you want to track your cancer, that whether it is getting diagnosed or not, what is the process? You will again go back to allopathy, go for the ultrasound, PET CT, or whatever the protocol is, right? So first you're taking some other treatment and then you are going back to the allopathy to check your cancer whether it is gone or not, right? So why not go for the allopathy and keep a proper track of your cancer treatment? And I mean, I won't force anyone to for taking the chemo and all. But my personal task take is that yes, I got cured because of allopathy. Okay, so what about the emotional
There's one more
turmoil
question for
you?
you. I'll read it out for you. What about
Yeah,
the
yeah,
emotional turmoil you go through?
uh, it is there. I mean, irrespective of cancer. So even if you are not doing well in your life, right? For example, I will talk about me only. So like for a year, I was not working last year, right? So though I was doing something else, with respect to my physique and my cancer foundation. I was not earning, right? So you tend to go into depression that, oh, you are now, I'll be 32 this April, and you are 32, you are not doing well, and blah blah blah. So you turn out to be emotional. Now if we link it to the cancer, it it is a big thing, because that time you are going through the chemotherapy, your cells are not well, you are inserting drugs in your veins, right? These are medically certified drugs, but end of the day it is drugs, right? So you turn out to be emotional, and I guess that is fine. There's nothing wrong in being emotional. Idea is to control your emotions, not to take any wrong path. I had my family support throughout my chemo. However, there were some people who actually left me out during my chemo. Right? I thought they are my friends. I won't even call them my friends because they. I mean, uh, yeah, but they were connected to me, right? So I was counting on them. But they in when it was the moment of truth, they backed out, right? So that is okay to be emotional. It is just that if you feel something, you should discuss it with your family, people you think that they will listen you, and they will not judge you, right? And even if somebody judges you, that means that they apparently are not your people. So talking about that, post chemo, in fact, I went into depression because I lost my hair, I was looking old, I was not getting a job, right? So I went on record on saying that I even tried committing suicide once. And I right now I can talk about it because I know that if I don't talk about it, there might be someone who will be feeling the same, and he might be able to succeed in attempting that particular wrong thing. So I would like to say that these things are temporary. Right now I laugh at myself that I when I picturized that I was going to kill myself uh, 7 8 years back, and right now I'm talking to wonderful people like you. In fact, I have never met Dhruva, but we have been communicating from like at least 6 7 years. So that's how we connect. We don't have even have common friends with each other, right? So that's what helps when people who don't know come up and help you, right? If Dhruva says a single good thing about me, it motivates me, right? And that keeps me going, that okay, there's a person who doesn't know me very like from very like very well, but he's still trying to support me, that okay, someone who wants to do something to the community, or maybe let's say for myself only, and he is just boosting my confidence. So that is a very real boost. So I would like to say that when it is about emotional part, feel free to cry, feel free to talk, speak yourself, because if you don't talk, you will go into depression, and that is a bigger disease than cancer. So always speak whatever is in your mind.
Exactly, Harteej ji. Let me tell one thing here. Then we will take Priyanka ji as well. She's waiting for a long time. The first time I
Yeah.
got to know about you was through your Facebook post. You're coming to a local Suzuki dealer over here. So what we did was, back then we were a team of 7 friends. We tried to make sure we were there. We tried to cover you. I even had tried to host you live. But then the entire thing was like, Mangalore itself was surprised to find someone who was so young, who's traveled all across the country in the heat, in the rain, despite having cancer, getting cured from it, and is standing fighting fit. This was a big, 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 big boost to the confidence of so many people who had cancer. You might not know what you have done, but the impact of your ride, the impact of your ride. Over to you, sir.
Dhruva, we lost you, I guess, in the last part because you're not audible.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you are, but then
Please, am I
sometimes it
audible?
breaks.
No, then
Yeah.
just give me a moment. I'll just go out and come in again, because there is, I just think I got a call, and that's
It,
the reason the network went for a toss. Priyanka ji, you can take over.
yeah.
Okay.
Priyanka Sharma ji, you can take over.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Priyanka, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So I think there is some connectivity issue in Dhruva's network.
Yeah.
Hi, Harteij. I am Priyanka and I'm from Rajasthan. And I was just listening to your journey. and it was really great. And I, going through cancer is actually a learning also. It requires lot and lot of patience, because you go through emotional turmoil, your health is on a toll, as well as there are some other circumstances and situations which are not in control, like the people, the way they judge you, the way they look at you, and the society also. Like you were telling about, you went for to find out a job, but they were also
Yeah,
judging you, right? So you know cancer actually, there are, it's not about cancer also. The ailments which take a lot of time to recover, they teach you lot and lot of patience, lot
yeah,
and lot of patience. uh, and the way society look at you. I was actually remembering one thing when you were talking about your that job incidents. you know uh, uh, the commercial world is so harsh, they are so harsh. They um they don't apply common sense, that the person who is surviving a cancer, he is coming out of his home and seeking for a job. So definitely he would have that confidence then that he can do his job very well. But still say they are so insecure that they think कि अरे इसको कुछ हो गया हमारे कंपनी में रह के तो हमारा क्या
exactly.
होगा। तो ये तो वो उस पर्सन ने भी सोचा होगा ना जब वो जॉब अप्लाई करने के लिए आया होगा। So
Yeah,
this bias should not be there. And yeah, and hats off to your journey, because I know the body goes through lot and lot of pain when you go through chemo. And then there is a changes, skin transformation
agreed.
is there, you lose
Yeah,
your hair. Because you live in a society, we don't live in a jungle where nobody is going to judge us. Every
right.
other person is looking at you with very different uh, gaze, कि अरे ये इसके बाल कहाँ गए हैं या क्या हो रहा है, या मे बी। सो आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड जो आपने फील किया होगा। एंड दैट यू हैव फाउंड दिस फाउंडेशन। ये और भी आपने अच्छा किया कि आपने अपना जो स्ट्रेस है और जो डिप्रेशन है उसको, यू डिड नॉट अलाउ टू to get it on your to go in a negative way. You took it positively, and you started serving others, started helping others. So that's the thing which actually empowers you as well as to others also.
Thank you so much, Priyanka, for saying that. Coming back to the corporate what we were discussing, तो I would like to say कि हर प्रकार के लोग होते हैं दुनिया में. So unless and until you try that particular professional, how will you able to understand that वो काम कर पाएगा या नहीं? ठीक है. तो मैं तो बिल्कुल ये कहूंगा कि अगर मुझे बुरे बुरे एक्सपीरियंस हुए हैं तो मुझे बहुत अच्छे एक्सपीरियंस भी हुए हैं विद रिस्पेक्ट टू कॉर्पोरेट ओनली. तो फॉर एग्जांपल, जब मुझे शुरू में 2 साल जॉब नहीं मिला और जब मेरा पहला जॉब लगा, मैं जहां पर मैं नौकरी कर रहा था, इट इज वन ऑफ द बिग फोर, दैट इज डेलॉयट यूएस. आई वाज वर्किंग इन हैदराबाद. तो they never judged me on my past history, right? All they wanted that a professional who can work for them, right? And as long as you're working for someone and you're giving them the output, it doesn't matter what was your history with any kind of like disease or whatever you have been through, right? तो सोसाइटी में हर तरह के लोग हैं और एंड ऑफ द डे इट्स अ बिजनेस. तो आई कंप्लीटली अंडरस्टैंड दैट यहाँ पर कोई इमोशनल वो नहीं चलेगा कि अरे प्लीज मुझे जॉब दे दो, मुझे बीमारी थी या फिर ऐसा. और कोई ऐसा चाह भी नहीं रहा है. सब बस ये चाह रहे हैं कि आप उन्हें एक अपॉर्चुनिटी दे दो. अगर उस समय वो काम कर पाए, आपने जो उन्होंने काम दिया, दे आर डूइंग इट वेल, कीप इट, कीप दैट प्रोफेशनल. और अगर वो नहीं कर रहे हैं तो आप उन्हें ऑब्वियसली बोल सकते हो कि वो जा सकते हैं. तो अगर मैं 5 साल किसी, मैं अपनी, इट्स नॉट अबाउट मी, आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द corporate culture, that if somebody is working in a corporate culture for 5 years, obviously he might be doing something, right? It's not that कि इसको रख लेते हैं कि चलो इसको कुछ प्रॉब्लम था या लेट्स हेल्प हिम आउट, ऐसा वो नहीं कर सकते ना, बिकॉज एंड ऑफ द डे इवन उनका ऑफिस भी तो नहीं है, दे आर आंसरेबल टू द हायर मैनेजमेंट. तो मेरा बस यही कहना है कि somebody is reaching out to you for a job opportunity for or for anything for that reason, right? Don't judge them on their past history. See if they're capable enough for that particular profile or not. If they are, give them a chance. If they don't do well, ask them to leave. But how can you just tell them that you won't be able to handle the pressure because you had a cancer? So that is where I come up and tell people that you have to speak for yourself, right? अगर हम बात ही नहीं करेंगे, हम ऐसे चुपचाप बैठे रहेंगे और हमको वो चीजें और डिप्रेस करेंगी कि मुझे उसने ऐसा बोल दिया, मेरे को कहीं जॉब ही नहीं लग रहा. तो मेरा भी 1 डेढ़ साल तक जॉब नहीं लगा और उसके बाद मैं लगातार किसी जगह पे जहाँ पर लोग ड्रीम करते हैं जॉब करने के लिए, राइट, मुझे वहां पे जॉब करने की अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली और आई वॉज वेरी लकी दैट माई होल टीम वॉज वेरी वेल. आई मीन दे वर वेरी सपोर्टिव. So in the whole 4.5 years, I never felt that, oh, आई मीन मैं अपना नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ अच्छा, या फिर वो मुझे निकाल देंगे, ऐसा कुछ नहीं, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. इनफैक्ट व्हेन आई लेफ्ट आल्सो आई नेवर वांटेड टू लीव द फर्म. इट वाज a family requirement which made me to leave the job. And they were, I mean, I still talk to them. I recently went for my yearly checkup to meet my doctor, and my obviously my office colleagues were in Hyderabad, so I met them and they met me wholeheartedly. So it's not that I left the firm, they don't want to talk to me or something like that. So मैं बस यही कहना चाहता हूँ कि ऐसा नहीं है कि कॉर्पोरेट के लोग अच्छे नहीं होते. बात सिर्फ लोग अच्छे नहीं होते, वो कॉर्पोरेट के हो सकते हैं या कहीं के भी हो सकते हैं. एंड इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द पर्सन, राइट? सो मुझे बस ये लगता है कि कभी भी किसी को जज नहीं करना चाहिए किसी भी चीज के लिए, राइट? हमें पता भी नहीं है कि कौन किससे क्या गुजर रहा है. तो हो सकता है वो भी हंस रहा हो लेकिन उसको बहुत सी प्रॉब्लम्स हो, और हो सकता है कोई मतलब जानबूझ के ही रो रहा हो जबकि उसे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं हो. देयर आर डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ पीपल, राइट? So we should not judge anyone for anything.
Brother, beautiful message pass. See, basically, as I told you, one comment is already here that nice show, nice program, Harteij ji, you are a sensation, a role model for people, those who have cancer and want to fight it. I have already told about this. I would not like to go over there. फिर से मतलब या I'll just speak a couple of lines in Kannada because this is a regional channel as well. What I told you, ಇವರು ಬಂದಿದಂತ ದಾರಿ, ಇವ್ರು ತಗೊಂಡಂತ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ಗಳು ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಅವ್ರು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಪಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ ಫಾರ್ ಯು ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಅಪ್. ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡೋದು, ನಿರಾಶೆಯಾಗಿ ಕ್ವಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಸುಲಭ. ಬಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಛವಿ ಇದ್ರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಛಲ ಇದ್ರೆ, ನಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೇನಂತ ದಾರಿ ತನ್ನಿಂದಾನೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ನೌ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಕ್ಯೂರಬಲ್ and it depends on certain diets and certain stuff that you need to do. ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಡಯಟ್ ತಿಂತೇವೆ, ನಾವು ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, it depends on that as well. And along with other medicine, allopathy also plays a major role in it. So Harteej ji, the next most important question that I want to ask you is, see, sometimes what happens is the detection takes time. So
Yeah.
what possibly can be the symptoms so that people get to know that they have cancer at a very early stage?
So let's not go into cancer part that the particular thing can be a cancer, but your body will obviously know that you are not well. So first thing we need to do is that when we don't feel well, we need to visit a doctor, right? So my cancer started from here. So on my right side of the neck, I found a swelling, and I started visiting few doctors in Delhi. They asked me to come to different place. Okay, I sit there, I sit there. So that was something which was really uh, pissing me off that time because I was a student. I had not that much money in my pocket, and I still have to just go for a test because that test can happen on that particular place as well where I am living in. But that doctor used to ask me to go there, so that was something which I never liked. But that's how things are, good and bad, right? So for 2 years I had that swelling, but I never noticed it, right? But when I started revisiting my old pictures, I got to know that okay, this swelling was already there, right? I just noticed this after 2 years in 2013, and my swelling was since 2011. So, uh, diagnosis is something which nobody can guarantee that, okay, if you go for a test, it will show up the real cause, right? So, I went for a three FNACs, there was nothing. I was once advised for a biopsy, but I did not want to go because I was afraid of a like cut here, right? And my biopsy was a major one because my swelling was, I guess, this big. It was inside as well and outside as well. So the tumor was very big, right? So I thought, okay, let's cure it easily, something like that. So, but then finally, when I went for the biopsy, it was allopathy which gave me the answer that I have cancer of like Hodgkin's lymphoma, and after that I went for the PET CT, which showed that I have third stage of cancer. Right. So diagnosis is something which nobody can guarantee. Okay, that you come for the test and we will just be able to understand that okay, you have the cancer, right? But you have to keep visiting unless and until you get well or you get to know that what the issue is. It took me 3 years to know that I have cancer. 2 years of no idea that I have a swelling, and 1 year of delaying my biopsy. That okay, I don't want to go for a biopsy, and then I apparently took one. So that's how things are. So answer to this question will be that if you don't feel well, visit a doctor. Don't be your own doctor unless you are a doctor.
Okay, a beautiful message, pass. See, now the next important question here, Harteej ji, what I would want to ask you is, what is this medical mafia's role in this? See, basically, sometimes cancer is a very small one; it can easily be cured. The fear which
Yeah,
doctors put into your mind, I don't want to demean the profession,
yeah,
but the
yeah.
fear which doctors put into your mind, or the fear which your handlers put into your mind, the kind of depression, the kind of pressure they give on your family, कि operation
Hmm.
करना ही पड़ेगा. कि 90% of the cases, what I have studied, what I have known, operation is not needed unless and until it is at that stage. What we call it from
No,
benign, unless and until it is malignant, an operation is
haha.
not necessarily needed. So, what is your inputs on this, sir?
So it all depends upon the cancer. Okay, so for me, let's say my cancer was a blood cancer. It was a rare kind of blood cancer. Mine was Hodgkin's lymphoma. So in my case, the cancer was all over the place, and it was not a operation cannot solve it. So I had to go for a chemo. However, when it comes to operation, let's say somebody has a tumor, right? And that tumor is a big one or a small one. I don't have better idea on that. So operation can be done. So when someone says that operation is needed, let's not. See again, there are good people and good bad people, right? So irrespective whether they are doctors or lawyer, I'm a lawyer, so there can be a good lawyer and a bad lawyer as well, right? So when it comes to mafia, let's take it that way that there are things which are there in the society, right? We just need to go for a better one. Okay, I can definitely say that how I have met so many doctors in the south, especially south. I emphasize on south because my most of the time spent during my campaign was in south. Because when I started moving towards north, I had to take a U-turn, so I never got opportunity to travel a lot during my campaign in north, right? So doctors are really good. Nobody will want you to suffer. There might be someone who wants to make money, and that is a individual to individual person perspective. Now, let's take that thing that okay, cancer can be easily curable by some jadi booty, something, anything like that. Okay, how will you understand or measure the thing that okay, you need to this amount of uh like that particular thing, right? So, and as you said that it's a mafia, so you can't change things, right? But you know that these things are helping you. What things? Like I know I can say on the record that I got cured because of allopathy. Now there's no mafia pressuring me to say that, okay? But I can also say that there are people who got cured because of other treatments also, right? So you can't remove the bad from the society completely. You can just take your own call on that, that okay, you think that this will work for you, so that's what you did.
Yes, brother. Priyanka ji, any questions for Harteej ji?
No, nothing. I think there is one question in chat box. Have we answered this question? What is your
Which
message to people who have cancer?
Okay, I did not see. Okay, fine. So there's
Let
no,
me
I mean,
highlight this question.
yeah,
Yeah.
what is it? Yeah, I can just see now from Nitesh Kulal, it's there. So there's no message as such. I mean, I am also a common person like you, and actually, I want common people to come up and speak because when people like us come up and talk about cancer, it gives us boost to the other people as well because we often hear success stories of celebrities that they had cancer, and when they have cancer, no, all of a sudden, all of the country supports them. Oh, you are a hero and all. Everybody is a hero, right? Irrespective whether they are a celebrity or not, right? So we should often talk about our problems, and we should not think that okay, we'll be judged on the fact that we are going through some bad phase. Actually, that is the truth. You will be judged. But who cares? End of the day, you have your family with you have your friends, and that is what matters, right? You can't uh, you can't do things to impress people who don't matter to you, right? Because just like you don't matter to them, they don't matter to you. And if somebody really cares about you, they will never think in a way that okay, इसको कैंसर हो गया है हमसे दूर भागते हैं. And in fact, प्रॉब्लम क्या है, कैंसर इज नॉट ट्रांसफरेबल ऑल्सो कि भाई फिजिकली आपने, ओके लेट्स टॉक मेडिकल फैक्ट. आई मीन इवन इफ यू हैव फिजिकल uh, you get some physical relationship with someone, it won't give the cancer to that other person. Okay. However, there you might come across that there are cancer histories in the family, and then all generation it carry forward. That's a different story. So my only question thing is that if you have any disease, irrespective of cancer, also just take the treatment and get well. Don't think about the fact that you will be judged on your appearance, on your life, or anything. You have your family, and that is the biggest thing you can ever ask for.
Wonderfully put, brother. So basically, see, a couple of more questions for you. This Harteij Cancer Foundation, what would you want to do with this? What's your मतलब कैंसर के बारे में अवेयरनेस स्प्रेड करना
हाँ.
है?
तो
Whatever is your
मैंने ये फाउंडेशन अकेले ही शुरू किया है, और मेरी फैमिली ऑब्वियसली मेरे साथ है, मेरे कुछ दोस्त मेरे साथ हैं, बट कहने का मकसद ये है कि आई डोंट हैव support of this big people, right? Because when you start something, a lot of things comes into picture. Like to get the foundation registered, also I had to spend from my pocket. And now, if I want to help people get cured, let's say people reach out to me now that they are not financially capable to take the treatment, and they think that I'll be able to help them out. So that is where Harteej Cancer Foundation comes up, right? मेरा बेसिक फंडा है कि मैं चाहता हूँ कि लोगों को अवेयर करें. ठीक है, मैं अवेयरनेस पे ज्यादा फोकस करना चाहता हूँ बिकॉज इट डजेंट कॉस्ट यू एनी. ठीक है, मैं अभी आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ, मुझे पैसे नहीं लग रहे इस बात पे. ठीक है, लेकिन किसी ने सुन लिया इस बारे में तो उसको थोड़ी अवेयरनेस हो जाएगी कि हो सकता है कि जैसे मैं इस बारे में एक बोलना चाहूंगा कि मैं एक लड़के से मिला था. आई मेट अ गाय. He asked me how you do found out that you had cancer. I told him that I found a swelling here on my neck, and then he, a month later, he found a swelling here, right? And because he had that conversation with me, he himself went to the doctor and asked that he is having a swelling here. And he got to know that he has first stage of cancer. Now, his cancer treatment went very easy because the cancer was diagnosed at very early stage. ठीक है, तो मैं वही बोलना चाह रहा हूँ कि अवेयरनेस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. हमें तो ये भी नहीं पता है कि हमें कैंसर है. हम डेढ़ से दो दो तीन तीन साल बैठे रहते हैं, हमें लगता है कुछ छोटी सी स्वेलिंग है, ठीक हो जाएगी दवा खा के, और हम यही सोचते रह जाते हैं, और फिर वो कैंसर थर्ड स्टेज में पहुंच जाता है जैसे मेरे को पहुंचा, और फिर अपेरेंटली इट वेंट टू द लास्ट स्टेज व्हिच वाज बिकॉज ऑफ माय मिस्टेक. तो मैं हरतीज कैंसर फाउंडेशन के थ्रू सबसे पहले तो अवेयरनेस फैलाना चाहता हूँ. लोगों को ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि कैंसर होने के बाद भी आप ठीक हो सकते हो, और अगर आपको अभी कुछ नहीं है और आपको लगता है कि आपकी तबीयत ठीक नहीं है, तो यू शुड रीच आउट टू अ डॉक्टर, right? You should be aware of the fact that if your body is not responding well to you, you know it. You should be visiting to the general physician, and they will apparently ask you to visit. They will, I mean, obviously see you कि क्या हो रहा है प्रॉब्लम आपको, और उसके अकॉर्डिंग वो आपको बोलेंगे कि भाई आप इस डॉक्टर के पास जाओ. I went to a general physician. She asked me to visit an oncologist because she thought that that tumor can be malignant. So I went for an onco surgeon. He found out that okay, this tumor is cancerous, right? तो मैं यही चाहता हूँ कि मैं कैंसर फाउंडेशन के थ्रू हमारे लोगों को बोलूँ कि सबसे पहले तो अवेयर रहो चीज़ों को लेके। फिर अगर आपको कोई डिसीज़ डायग्नोस हो जाती है, तो देयर इज़ अ लाइफ आफ्टर कैंसर। और अगर हम कुछ अच्छा कर पाए, हम बड़े आगे बढ़ पाए, तो आई वुड डेफिनिटली वुड लाइक टू हेल्प पीपल गेट देयर ट्रीटमेंट, आई मीन हेल्प देम फाइनेंशियली, एंड फॉर दैट आई विल डेफिनिटली नीड पीपल सपोर्ट बिकॉज़ दैट इज़ समथिंग व्हिच आई कांट डू फ्रॉम माय ओन एंड alone, because I will need help from people.
Yes, brother. So finally, in order to conclude the show, or maybe the last part of it, I would like to request you to let us know some do's and don'ts to people, those who have cancer. What is the kind of medication they need
Yeah,
to take, or what is the kind of
yeah.
care they need to go for, etc.
So, let's talk about nutrition part. So just eat good. There's nothing specific you need to eat in any kind of treatment. But if doctor asks you to eat particular thing, that is a different story. So follow that. But in general, just eat well. We all know what is good for our body, right? If you have to decide between a junk food and a healthy food, you know that this is the healthy one and this is the junk food, right? So obviously you should not eat junk, even if you don't have any disease. Occasionally you can have it, right? So I for nutrition part, I don't have anything to say. You just need to eat well. I never ate any particular specific thing that will help me to get out of the disease. I just ate normal food. Okay. And with respect to lifestyle, I understand that nowadays everything is adulterated. You eat up these packs which are like I mean Tetra pack hai. They are try to eat fresh, right? Because that's why organic food is getting costlier nowadays. Because now people are understanding that if we start eating good food, apparently it will help us, and that won't. Uh, I mean. मेक आवर बॉडी बैड, बिकॉज हम आज के दिन पे इतना सारा एडल्ट्रेटेड चीजें खा रहे हैं कि हमारा शरीर ऑलरेडी खराब हो जाता है, राइट? तो एक नॉर्मल लाइफस्टाइल रखो, एक हॉबी पकड़ लो, इफ स्टार्ट प्लेइंग अ स्पोर्ट विच एवर यू लाइक, राइट? लाइक आई लाइक प्लेइंग बैडमिंटन, आई डू दैट समटाइम्स, आई लव जिमिंग and I do it most of the time. And I like singing. So singing might not help you physically in you can't see it, but then when you sing, obviously it is releasing good hormones in your body, right? So keep yourself positive. और कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स है भी तो एक छोटा सा हॉबी रखना चाहिए, लाइक वी ऑल शुड हैव अ हॉबी व्हिच कीप्स अस हैप्पी। हम सब नौकरी कर रहे हैं, हमें अपनी लाइफ चलाने के लिए कुछ ना कुछ करना है, बट एक हॉबी भी होनी चाहिए जिससे हम खुश रहें। तो आई गेस दिस इज व्हाट आई ऑलवेज से टू पीपल। एंड माय कैंसर फाउंडेशन, हरतीज कैंसर फाउंडेशन का मोटो है, लेट्स मेक फाइटिंग कैंसर कूल। So I keep on making jokes on everything. If I have a disability in respect to anything, I am failing somewhere और मुझसे कुछ अच्छा नहीं हो रहा है, फिर भी मैं उसका एक मजाक बना के उसको सामने रख देता हूँ कि मुझे नहीं लगता कि इसमें कुछ गलत है। मुझे लगता है कि मैं हंसते हंसते अपनी बातें भी कह देता हूँ, और अगर कोई चाहेगा मेरा मजाक उड़ाना तो मैं ऑलरेडी मेरा मजाक बना चुका हूँ, राइट? तो अभी आप मेरा क्या ही मजाक उड़ाओगे, राइट? तो मैं दैट्स व्हाई आई कीप थिंग्स वेरी vocal and clear in front of the society, even though I don't care what they will think. जैसे कि मैंने अपने बालों के बारे में बात की, मैंने बोल रखा है कि भाई मैं तो मेरे बाल सर पे कम है, मैं तो हेयर पैच भी लगाता हूँ और मैं नहीं भी पहनता हूँ। तो आप वो करो जो आपको अच्छा लगता है। आप ये मत सोचो कि लोग क्या सोचेंगे या क्या कौन क्या कहेगा। जस्ट डू व्हाट यू वांट टू डू, दैट्स इट। एंड जस्ट लिव योर लाइफ, बी हैप्पी, एंड डोंट थिंक दैट people will judge you or anything.
Okay, this is indeed the best statement that I've heard for a long, long, long time. Live your life to the fullest. Don't give anything to what people think. See, basically, even in my journey, I don't want to bring my journey here, but just as a matter of fact, I was made fun of, mocked out, made matlab kya bolte hain? It was like thrown down to the earth and everything. But people did not realize one thing is that when you're laughing at someone or when you're making fun at someone, it is not that someone was getting affected. It is your insecurity that you're trying to pass it
Yeah,
on to him.
yeah,
See, basically, जब हम स्कूल में थे, I had a lecturer. He once gave me a beautiful explanation about bullying. A person who's bullying you or trying to pull you down, is not necessarily trying to show the flaws in you. He basically has some insecurities which he cannot take, or which he cannot, what do you say, digest it. And that it is, he
Correct.
is putting it onto you because he wants to pull you down to his level. This is the beauty of
Exactly.
negativity, or the curse of negativity, whatsoever. You are a critic. I myself am a very good critic as well. The beauty of negativity is it pulls you down to its level. The magic of positivity is it takes you up to a different level. This is what people
Correct.
should understand. If someone is making fun of you, he is potentially not making fun of you. He's potentially making fun of himself.
Agreed, absolutely agreed. And it reminds me of of a thing that there was a time. I mean, I often come across body shaming. So that's not a new thing which like happens. But then I specifically remember this instance where someone, I won't mention the gender here, but and they were just normal, not even my friend. They were just let's say apprentice to me, and they came across and they said that you look much older than of your age. Okay. And my answer was that imagine me making a comment on you. You won't be able to take that because there were two factors. One was obviously the gender fact, and another one was their something with respect to their body, right? So because they were body shaming me. So I oftenly, I mean, I like when bulliers come to me, I always respond to them. There's a saying that if you keep on responding to every bullier, you're apparently wasting your time. But at times you have to stand up for yourself and you have to speak up. Because if you don't speak in front of them, they will keep on repeating it, right? So not every time, but once in 100 time, or let's say once in a while, you have to speak up and bring that up. That okay, if you want to throw a stone on me, bring it on. I'll make sure that it will apparently impact you, not me, right? So having said that, I would say that just try to ignore the things, but you at times you have to tell the people that they are wrong, and you have to be very very strong that time. You have to take a stand for it.
So, Hartej ji, basically it is like so sonar ki to ek lohar ki.
एग्जैक्टली या एग्जैक्टली आई मीन इसको ऐसा भी बोल सकते हैं। और हमें वैसे भी किसी से जीतना नहीं है। और मैं सच बता रहा हूँ, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि आई मैं बहुत कभी कभी मुझे लगता है मैं बहुत पीछे हूँ अपने ही लाइफ में, अपने ही करियर में। मेरे साथ के लोगों ने जॉब में भी काफी कुछ अच्छा कर लिया। एंड सी द गोल इज नॉट टू डू वेल इन एट अ पर्टिकुलर थिंग, दैट कोई जॉब कर लिया तो बहुत उससे कोई सक्सेस आ गई, या लोगों ने शादी कर ली, नाउ दे आर having a family, they are having kids. So you can't just describe the success all these criteria, but सोसाइटी ने बना रखा है। सोसाइटी बोलती है कि अगर आप जॉब नहीं कर रहे हो, आप नहीं अर्न कर रहे हो, तो फिर कैसे आप तो नहीं, आप अच्छा नहीं कर रहे हो लाइफ में, नॉट गेटिंग मैरिड, तो फिर अभी क्या करना चाह रहे हो लाइफ में, ये सारी चीजें, राइट? बट मुझे इस बात का हमेशा से सुकून है कि माय फैमिली इज रियली सपोर्टिव, राइट? In fact, right now, there are my cousin who are, or obviously my brothers, but then I mean they are my cousin, they are from my family. They are getting married and they are 7 years older, younger to me. But यहाँ पर ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है ना कि कोई कंपटीशन थोड़ी लगा है कि अब उसने कर लिए तो तुम भी कर लो, या फिर ऐसा, राइट? तो मुझे यही लगता है कि आपको जो सही लगता है वो करो, ठीक है? जस्ट मेक श्योर दैट आप गलत नहीं कर रहे हो, और आपकी फैमिली आपको सपोर्ट करिए, इसका मतलब है कि थोड़ा तो अच्छा ही कर रहे होगे, है ना? तो सोसाइटी के नॉर्म्स पे मत जाओ कि सोसाइटी ने एक बार सेट कर रखा है कि तुमको 25 पे 23-24 साल के हो गए हो तो यू स्टार्ट अर्निंग एंड ऑल। देयर आर पीपल हु गेट सक्सेस एट एज ऑफ 40, 42। और अभी जब मैं ये सब बोल रहा हूँ, थोड़ी देर बाद शायद मुझे ही बुरा फील होने लगेगा कि यार मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ मेरी लाइफ, राइट? आई एम नॉट डूइंग वेल, ठीक है? तो एवरीबडी हैव देयर गुड एंड बैड डेज। और बोलना बहुत आसान होता है, अभी मेरे पास माइक है, आई एम हियर टॉकिंग, सो मैं बहुत अच्छी अच्छी बातें कर रहा हूँ, बट पीपल हु नो मी, दे नो दैट मैं कितनी टाइम पे बहुत डिप्रेस भी रहता हूँ, ठीक है? एंड आई एम okay with that. I mean, when I say okay, I mean to say that I'm okay with the fact that I am accepting the fact that मैं जैसा अब तो शायद सोशल मीडिया, हाँ, सोशल मीडिया बेसिकली आप वहां रोने जाओगे तो आपका मजाक ही बनेगा, राइट? तो लोगों को लगता है कि इसकी सोशल मीडिया में बहुत अच्छी लाइफ है, तो हो सकता है उसकी लाइफ बहुत ही अच्छी हो। तो मैं बस यही कहना चाहता हूँ, जस्ट बी ट्रुथफुल टू योर सेल्फ। आपको अगर लगता है कि आप खुश नहीं हो, आपको लगता है किसी से बोलना है, बोलो। आप खुश हो, आप उसके बारे में बात करो, राइट? तो कोई केयर नहीं करता इस बात का कि आपको अच्छा लग रहा है, बुरा लग रहा है, आपको क्या लग रहा है, आप ये सोचो, ठीक है? और अपेरेंटली जब आप अच्छा करने लगोगे ना, तो आपको अच्छे लोगों का साथ मिलेगा। एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पर आप ही हो, ठीक है? हम आप कभी मिले नहीं है, वी जस्ट मेट, आई मीन वी जस्ट कम्युनिकेटेड 7 years बैक एंड वी वर इन कॉन्टेक्ट ऑन फेसबुक, और देन यू मैसेज मी अ वीक बैक आई गेस, और आई वॉज ट्रैवलिंग फॉर पास्ट 2 3 days। सो यहाँ पर म्यूचुअल रिस्पेक्ट है, ठीक है? neither you are gaining anything from me, neither I am gaining anything from you, but rather we both are reaching out to, you might be helping someone जो अभी डिप्रेशन में है या फिर कुछ फेस कर रहा है, और उससे शायद ये अच्छा लगे कि यार ये लोग कॉमन लोग हैं और इस बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? और उसे भी अच्छा लगेगा। तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि कॉमन लोगों को बोलना स्टार्ट करना चाहिए। हमें वेट नहीं करना चाहिए किसी हीरो के लिए आने का या फिर कोई सेलिब्रिटी के लिए आने का, क्योंकि हमारी लाइफ उनकी जैसी नहीं है। इनफैक्ट देयर आर सो मेनी डिफिकल्टीज दे विल बी फेसिंग विच वी डोंट नो, राइट? हमें तो केवल यही लग रहा है कि यार वो बहुत खुश है, राइट? दे आर मेकिंग मनी एंड ऑल, बट दैट्स नॉट द ओनली थिंग दे आर डूइंग, दे हैव लॉट ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज। So let's not compare each other's life. We all have different requirements in our life, different kind of let's say struggles in our life. तो हम उसको वो जज नहीं करना चाहिए, और अपनी अपनी लाइफ में जितना भी अच्छा कर सकते हैं करना चाहिए, और हो सके तो एक दूसरे की हेल्प थोड़ी बहुत कर लेंगे तो और अच्छा हो जाएगा।
Basically, I did not expect the show to be this good today. The way, and one humble request to you or everyone who's watching this show, who's going to watch this show or might watch the show later on as well. If you feel you have a story that people need to know, if you feel that you have that motivation which is very much needed in the society during this time, you can always get in touch with us on Facebook at Chatterbox Studios, or on I have my Facebook, Instagram as Chatterbox Studios, or you can get to us touch with touch. You can get in touch with us with our email ID, the chatterboxstudios at gmail.com. Give us a brief about your story. We promise you, we will give you the coverage. We will give you the stage that is needed. As Harteej said, as everyone has said, like celebrity became a celebrity because we took them there. Before that, even he was a common man.
Yeah,
So now we common people, we need to work within ourselves. We need to create that platform for us, that stage for us where our voices will be heard. The punchline itself of my channel is Idu Namma Doni Sami, which simply means this is our voice and we are not going to stay quiet any longer. Thank you, sir, for a beautiful session. Before I take
thank
your
you so much.
closing comments, I have Priyanka ji here. Priyanka ji, any closing comments from your side?
Uh, it was a great session. A lot of very minute things which people generally are, not able to sense because they have not gone through this ailment. And I really respect those who have gone through challenges and still they did not they did not succumb to the disease और हार नहीं माना। और क्योंकि कई लोग अभी जैसे आई वाज लिसनिंग टू हरतेज कि उनको थर्ड स्टेज कैंसर डिटेक्ट हुआ था। तो ये चीजें भी एकदम से सहन करना, इट इट बिकम्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट समटाइम्स। एंड अब कैंसर कोई ऐसा चीज नहीं है कि जो आप जिससे आप हर रोज गुजरते हो। नो, इट इज समथिंग कि वो आपको एकदम से पता चलता है और आप एक बार शॉक में आ जाते हो कि अरे ये कैसे हो गया। एंड यू डोंट नो हाउ टू सर्वाइव सच डिजीजेस, क्योंकि ये वो बात नहीं है कि जो हमारे लाइफ में रोज होती है। इट्स लाइक ऑल ऑफ सडन यू हैव बीन थ्रोन to a well and you don't know how to swim and you have to swim and come out and you have to survive. तो I wish all the best to Hartej, and मैं भी
थैंक यू
ट्राई
सर।
करूंगी कि आपके इस चीज में हम कैसे भी कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकें। I know a few people who are going through cancer, last stage, fourth stage. I know one person who is going through liver cancer and he's in fourth stage now. So एंड उनका तो एक्चुअली रिपोर्ट्स जो है वो बहुत ही आई मीन नेगेटिव चला गया है. So he was day before yesterday I was speaking to him, and he was uh, very very sad I should say, because उनकी एक बेटी है, उनकी वाइफ नहीं है, उनकी सिर्फ एक बेटी है. So he was very much worried कि बच्ची का कैसे क्या होगा. और so I will definitely like that अगर आप उनके टच में आ सको और थोड़ा सा
Yeah,
उनको
definitely. In
सपोर्ट कर
fact,
सको.
I missed that part to say because I am in constant touch with so many cancer people who had cancer or who are going through cancer treatment. So when जब हम एक जैसे लोग बात करते हैं ना, तो उनको ये भी समझ में आता है कि हाँ यार, ये भी कॉमन है और मुझे भी कैंसर था, इसे भी कैंसर था, तो मैं भी ठीक हो सकता हूँ. तो आई इनफैक्ट मिस दिस पार्ट कि आई आपको अगर मुझसे बात करनी है तो प्लीज रीच आउट टू मी एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, राइट? आई
आप
एम देयर ऑन द ऑल.
ट्विटर आईडी
या
दीजिए अपना. यू कैन ध्रुवा प्लीज
या
फॉरवर्ड द ट्विटर आईडी सो दैट
या
in Twitter there are lot and lot of communities. You know,
या
people talk on cancer. They have their talk and chat on spaces. So you can come to know lot and lot of people from there who can help you. और आप ध्रुवा के सपोर्ट से भी काफी आगे जा सकते हो.
या
See,
डेफिनेटली
Harteej
आई
ji,
मीन
हम एक काम करते हैं.
आई. हाँ ध्रुव.
We'll do one thing, brother. See, today it was just
या
a session wherein I wanted to introduce you to the people.
या
Next time when we have another session, if you have any time, maybe next week or any time, I'll get some
या
cancer patients as well so that we can have a candid talk with them as well. Because see, the motivation you spread in Bangalore and the areas around it was top notch. Now, if a person like you can spare some time and speak to people, it will be doing a world of good to humanity first, to Harteej Cancer Foundation next, and to your dream as well. Because basically, whenever we had a conversation, you always used to say, "My journey was in pain because I did not know what it was. Now, when I know, I want to make people's journey a little bit smooth." So, brother,
राइट.
if you have time, if you feel that it is worth it coming on my platform, on my
नो
stream, for
आई
any
हैव.
topic of your choice, you want to bring any other
श्योर
people
श्योर.
as well, they are most
या.
welcome. I have asked you
नो
for
नो आई
one
हैव ऑल
hour's
द.
time today. We are already running over schedule. So,
So that's absolutely fine. I have all the time in the world for cancer and everything. In fact, any weekend you tell
so I
me, I
think
am more
let's
than
call
happy
it
to
curtains
reach
for
out to
today's
you.
show.
Definitely, yeah. So please reach out to me on my all social handles. I'm there. If you have any queries, you can reach out to me. I don't want to advertise anything, so you know that how to reach out to me. You know my name. Just go and find me out. You can send me a message and we'll continue. Dhruva, I think we lost you.
I think Dhruva's
Yeah.
net is again disconnected. It was wonderful session on Harteej, and great few learnings also. So what I was saying is कि आप ये ध्रुवा को आप अपना ट्विटर आईडी या दे देना. जैसे भी है,
हाँ, sure.
अगर कुछ हेल्प कर पाए तो डेफिनेटली वी विल सपोर्ट यू. एंड आई वुड लाइक कि जो भी के कैंसर पेशेंट मेरे टच में आएगा, so
Mhm.
I will forward it to Dhruva or any which way, and he can get
Yeah, yeah, that's
connected to you.
absolutely fine for me. मेरा ट्विटर हैंडल आई गेस लेट्स कॉन्कर कैंसर करके है. मेरा इंस्टाग्राम भी लेट्स कॉन्कर कैंसर है और मेरा फेसबुक में हरतीज भारतेश है. तो आप हरतीज भारतेश लिखोगे तो आपको पूरा डेटा आ जाएगा और मैं एक बार ध्रुवा को
आप
अपने.
ध्रुवा को भेज देना अपना ट्विटर आईडी.
हाँ हाँ.
एंड
आई सेट.
देर आर फ्यू patients to whom I know, and if they
या
can get a support from you, then
डेफिनेटली.
huh.
Feel free to tell them that if they want to talk to me, I'm more than happy to talk. There's no issue on that. They can reach out to me any point of the time.
Sure, sure, sure.
So, Hardeep ji, thank you so much
Yes,
for
bro.
coming on the stream today. I will organize another stream which will be an interactive session with some cancer patients as well. Definitely, I'll give you an advance notice for it, and I would request you at least half an hour of your valuable time. This made my Sunday, and today, in fact, for me, it is my what do you say, my kid's birthday as well, and my mom's birthday as
Oh,
well, and I couldn't celebrate the birthday better.
happy birthday to both of them. Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Priyanka ji. Thank you, Hartesh ji. That's it
Thank
for now,
you.
Thank you so
guys.
much.
Thank you for tuning in. If you're there, if you're listening out to me, kindly do subscribe to the channel, do promote about our channel, and if you have any story to cover which no one is covering, you can reach us out on my email address, on the show's email address. Very soon we'll be out on Twitter and Facebook as well, because we are just in the starting stages of our channel. So this is the link, the email ID where you can reach us out. We will definitely cover your story for you. And this channel is our channel. It is the common man's channel for the common man. Thank you so much, Harpreet ji. Thank you so much, Priyanka ji. That's it for now, guys. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye bye. Thank you.